What's going on, guys? This is Aussie Van Man. How y'all doing today? Now today, what are we doing? Today we're going to another museum. Today we have the Museum of Restoration. Don't really fully know what to expect inside. I didn't do any research on this one, so let's go ahead and see what we got inside.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
I am ready. This is gonna be exciting.
So here we have radioactive glassware. Look at it glow under the UV light. That's insane. So cool. And the marbles as well. It's hard to pick them up without. There we go. Look at the marbles glowing with the radioactivity.
Some of the various things that have been donated as a result of that. It's pretty neat because they have uniforms and then also things like these you can actually see displays. Very cool. To Bisbee.
So down on this bottom floor we have a lot of donated items from local residents, and here we actually have some military memorabilia. Let's have a look at that. So we have this uniform from Lieutenant General Charles T. Cleveland from West Point. We have an old sailor's uniform here. Some more sailors, some more modern military stuff over there. This old military flag here. Some old, looks like World War II military stuff here. Plane spotter. That is interesting. Guide to number of motors. Got some old baseball cards here. I don't know what years they're from, but they look quite old. This is an interesting picture here. You can see all the large game hanging off the walls here. So some sort of wild game butchery or something. You can see turkeys and all sorts of stuff hanging up. Up here we have the Cochise Courthouse from 1931. Really old, cool picture. Here we have an old framed piece from the champions of the Southwest El Paso tournament. Their first prize was $1,000, and this is from 1909. Here we have something you might see in Ripley's Believe It or Not, a two-headed calf. It's kind of freaky. So some cool history here, which I really didn't know. It's Michael Blake who wrote the screenplay for Dances with Wolves. Apparently he wrote it right here in Bisbee. Here we have this really ornate accordion here. Looks quite old. Very cool though. We have a piano patented from 1896. I wouldn't be surprised if these old pianos here once sat in some of the bars around this town. Here we have a burrow made out of burrows. It's pretty interesting. Some cool old cameras. I love to see these old cameras. Not that I would work with them because I would be absolutely hopeless with them, but I liked the history of them because obviously I love film and photography. So very cool to see these older ones. Look at this old Kodak here. I don't know what the year of this thing, but it looks like it's probably from the 60s or something. Look at these old cigarettes here. And this really ornate little lighter down the bottom. These are like the old coin purses they had back in the days, early 1900s and such. Is like weaved little rings like chainmail up on a metal frame. Okay, this is really cool. They have quite an interesting collection of toasters here. Look, 1920s, 1915, 1909. 1924, 1909. Look how different the toasters were, and then they get even more different. This is like some weird Art Deco looking one. Then up here, 1920, look at this giant chrome looking one. A porcelain toaster from the 1930s. This one is really large. Oh, we have a hostess toaster, and it's also got porcelain on it. That's very cool. 1930 Art Deco. Look at this old drum set here, 1930s drum set. Seen better days, but very cool to see this old piece. Here you go. We found this dog in the museum. He's just coming over to say hello. He likes pets apparently. But check this out. These really cool old milk bottles here. Yeah, very cool. Alright, I'm gonna keep going, alright, doggy? He's sitting on me now. He doesn't want me to go. I'm sorry, buddy. I can't pet you all day, though. I know. So, we have a little board game here that somebody created. The old Bisbee game. Very cool. And here is the board map. And all the little pieces are laid out everywhere. Here we have a poster for Stephen King's Desperation. I absolutely love this movie, and it was filmed right here in Bisbee. I recommend you all, if you're a horror lover, go and check that out. Okay, look at this big contraption here. That is, of course, a dental drill. Here's the dentist chair from 1900. Oh, no. Check these creepy dentures out. I really don't know how I feel about these things. It's very uncomfortable. So here we have some more old things. There's some old, I think it's oil cans and registration tags, and I'm not sure exactly what that is. A sun visor apparently. Some old lights and stuff like that. These old copper stamps. More copper. Oh, these are like copper pieces here that have got print on them. An old Kent shaver. This kind of looks like a railroad lantern. It says it's a gasoline light, but it probably went onto like a old vehicle or train or some sort. Oh, this is exciting. Being a mining town, it's really cool to see some of the gear that they used. These old hard hats, lanterns, but look at the core samples. Look how cool these core samples are. You can see the quartz crystals and the calcite. And I'm not exactly sure what that mineral is, but it's quite cool. This one's very sparkly. It's got crystals and looks like some fool's gold within there and other stuff. Okay, so apparently this is 1887 calculator. A little bit bigger than what we're used to. Okay, here we have some more quartz crystals. These are very nice ones. These are like little calcite crystals. We've got some azurite in here. Some malachite. Some bornite. You can see the yellow sulfate on here. This is a cool looking one. But look at these ones. I love this bright azurite with the copper in here. It's very beautiful. And this one is very cool. The calcite, I guess, has some other minerals mixed in with it, which gives it this really cool ocean color. This is pretty wild. At some point, Bisbee had a huge fire here. Look at the absolute devastation in the town here. Absolutely insane, guys. Here we have a little representation of what the mining was like back then. You can see all the wooden boxing in here to keep the framework up, and ladders going down to the lower levels. And the mining carts going along here. Oh. Yeah, this is like their old fire extinguishers from the mine. I don't know how they worked. I'm going to assume that they threw them in the fire and whatever chemical, carbon tetrachloride, I guess somehow is supposed to put the flames out. And there you have another sort of fire extinguisher to the right there. These look like some like saddle type rifle holsters here. We have the Bisbee police lantern right here. That's very cool. And here's the 1909 police department in Bisbee. So we have a Masonic Knights Templar parade belt and hat and sword here. Very cool. All sort of different clubs that they had in the area we have memorabilia from. So I guess Moose Bazaar, I don't really know anything about those guys. There's plenty of stuff here. Pythian history. Not too sure. I haven't really heard much about those guys. We have some old radios here with General Electric 1935. A Zenith H500 transoceanic, so you could listen to long wave frequencies. So we have a broadcast valve compressor. This is supposed to help normalize the frequency and output of the radio station. And down here we got some mixes and stuff like that. Very interesting. Very large for what they did. You can get these the size of your palm these days.
My goal today was to clean that back room and have any attention.
Okay, we got some electrical circuits here. This one's from 1910. The old lighting they had back in the day. Got some more over here. The old glass conductors over here. This is a very, very old, crazy looking television. I'm guessing that's from the 50s or 60s is my guess. Some really old telephones, 1910, 1930, 1940. And then we got the more plastic ones in the 60s down here. Then we have an Underwood. I don't have an Underwood. I do have a Royal 10. And I do have a Corona Smith as well. So here we have a newspaper clipping on the Lavender Pit to close. 300 jobs affected. Let's see what year this was. I'm guessing this is out of the 70s is my guess. Now over here, look at this old computer. I don't even remember this old computer. But it's got the old floppy disk drives in there. I used to run those back when I had my first computer as a kid. And over here, we have some old recorders. This is a reel-to-reel. That looks like it would have recorded on probably some sort of vinyl or something. This, ooh, Smith Premier typewriter. That's a fancy looking one. I like that. And the old Epiphone. This would play all these old wax reels here. I don't know if this one is a recorder. I think I just played them, but yeah, you'd have these old wax reels on here. It's like the original vinyls. Now this is a cool old Underwood typewriter. It's got a massive rail on it. This stuff wouldn't typically be used by regular people. This would be something like a newspaper or something like that.
Let's move kind of around this room, as you can see.
So here we have these really cool pieces. These were donated by Bisbee High School. It's very, very ornate. I don't know who created these, but I'm not sure if they're made out of a mold. They might have been made from a mold. But either way, this would have been quite a crazy thing. You wouldn't really see these in modern day schools. But it's cool they preserved this history and brought it to the museum.
Coat, and it has black silk lining and mandarin orange coloration. Right now. And here they use black silk and also a burnt velvet to make the florals nice.
So here we have some Native American stuff. Look at this, 5000 BC. This was dated from. And we're moving up 3000 BC, 2 to 3000 BC, 2 to 3000 BC, and 2 to 3000 BC. Very, very old grinding stones. Then we have more over here. There's a floor sander apparently for smoothing dirt floors. 5 to 1,000 years old. 500 to 1,000 years old. Right. This one's even older, 8,000 BC. This one they say 10,000 BC. That is insane. It's just cool how old they dated these things, you know. We got some little, looks like moccasin sandal type things over there. Some pottery. Right here we got some kachina pieces. Very, very cool. Some more little kachina. Some pottery. This is Hopi pottery. Check this old stone piece here. They've somehow drawn this onto this stone piece here. That's a very cool piece of artwork here. Here we can see this giant weaving loom. This thing is cool. I've always wanted one of these. So I always wanted to make giant like rugs and blankets and stuff like that. I thought it'd be really cool. Obviously, I'm not going to fit one of these in my van though. Look at this old gas stove, guys. This thing is crazy. Look at the big old boners on them. That thing would have been feeding a ton of gas. You could get this thing like red hot. Amazing. This thing, an old toaster, it's literally sit on the flame and it would heat up and toast your stuff. I don't fully know what that is. I'm not going to touch it, but it looks like it could be like a waffle iron or something. Maybe a skillet, I'm not sure. And this is a funnel to strain wine. I've got a cast iron wood stove here with a big old hot plate you could sit on top of it. 1870 to 1880 canning pressure cooker. This thing is cool. We got some commemorative plates here. Not too sure on the age of them, but we have the Copper Queen Hotel here. Cochise County Courthouse, Bisbee, Arizona. And a bunch of cool old plates there. Okay, this is cool. We have a pink prom dress from 1954. It's very cool. Pale pink party dress here. Chiffon overskirt. I don't really know much about this fashion talk, but I thought it was kind of cool. Okay guys, check this out. I didn't realize this, I didn't notice this until I walked away from it and turned around. All these giant metal doors here. I have no idea what the heck is behind here, but that's insane. I really want to know what's behind these iron doors. Obviously they're all latched up. We cannot see what's behind them, but it really interests me. It's like, don't touch the red button. Now I want to touch the red button, obviously. Okay, check this thing out, guys. There's a mannequin standing a little bit shorter than me. Now check this out. This is a bear trap. This thing is like bigger than my torso. This thing is huge. Could you imagine stepping into this thing? Here's a comparison. That's my arm. This bear trap is 16 inches wide across the jaws. That is insane. Okay guys, so that's probably gonna be enough for me. I'm gonna end the video here. I will say maybe go check out Bunny's version of this.
Hi.
She also did a video here today. She's probably gonna put more detail into some of the stuff that I know less about than she does. And then maybe I'll like go into stuff that I know or like more than she does. So definitely go check out Bunny's video as well. Hopefully you guys like this little thing. It's a small little museum, but they had a lot of local history here. A lot of old time history. It was really cool to see. Reminds me of the little old museums from back home in the town that I grew up in. All right guys, until next time. It's been a pleasure. Again, you know what to do. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, comment below. Have you been to any little old town museums like this? What did you think of them, and what did they have in there? What was the most unique, personal little piece of local history that you can think of? Comment below. And until next time, this has been an Aussie Bearman production, and we shall see you next time. What's going on here?